know? I dig it. It's backwards, but I like it, and it's free when it's backwards. It is the Yeah Come On Show. I'm your host, Southside Steve. That's my co-host, Brett Barney. This is show, I think, 108, if I'm correct.
109.
It's 109. Oh, my goodnesses.
Showing that old age.
I know it. I'm trying to keep track of whatever's going on. 109. This one is going to be a fun one, only because I get my ass kicked by Bill Burr. And, you know, I walked into it, knew what I was doing, did it on purpose, you know, based on my character. And I didn't know how Bill was going to react. We just knew on our morning show at the time that I would do an interview after he'd done an interview with us on the show live. I just taped something and had fun with him. And I had this big, long microphone. And this thing is now
like old school, like Price is Right.
It is. No, it's a Price is Right, Mike.
Thick, skinny one. You have the big, fat one. You have the big, long, fat one. He had the long, skinny one.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, he had the skinny one. You're right. But that is the inspiration, you know, and it's the long microphone, the very phallic mic. And there's nothing worse. And the whole bit was whoever I had talk, intro, and then put the mic right in their face and just and don't say a word. Don't say anything and see what happens. And you know, it's funny. And Bill's a great guy to play off of it. He didn't get offended. He was willing to do the interview. So we joke about it now, but I have made some kind of list, and it's Bill Burr's live in your face roast, where he nails people right in their face. It's not a roast, but he roasts you. And it's everything from, you know, Colin, or what's his fake?
Colin Cowturd.
Yeah. Him.
As the Bama fans call him.
Yeah. As Bama fans call him, to me, to just a bizarre list of individuals that have made the mistake. Jimmy Kimmel got it.
He's on there. I think Fallon's on there.
Yeah.
It's a big list.
So I'm in good company. I'll take it.
Yeah, the one guy that was on Real World that's now a stand-up's on there. Rogan's on there.
Yeah, I knew Rogan, was on there. And I've done it to Seth. Seth did not think it was funny. I did it to him, and it was hilarious. So, or excuse me, not Seth Rogan, but Joe Rogan. I did it to Joe, and Joe's the one that got mad. And I was like, well, I figured you get.
You don't want to make him mad. He can fight.
I know. And the whole time he's like, and I'm like, I'm just playing, Joe. I'm just playing. On the other hand, Seth doesn't care. You can do anything you want. There's different kind of Rogans. But I will say with this roast, I'm kind of proud of it. I didn't know. It must have come out like just 48 hours ago or somebody found it and sent it to me. And I went ahead and shared it. So now it's a little bit of a thing. And I'm like, whatever, I'll take it. So here's the first scene. This is with the regular guys. This is at Rock 100.5. And I want to say this is around 2008, 9, somewhere in there, maybe 2010 at the latest. And here it is.
If we went to a movie together, would we sit next to each other? Would you want a seat between us?
You know, oh, Jesus.
Because that's a tough
I'd want to sit like 9 rows behind you and just tug on your ponytail.
You savage.
That's what I would do.
So all I'm doing is joking about if we went to the movie theater together, and it was a bizarre, silly question, but most guys put a seat between them if two dudes go to the movie theater. And I just wanted to know if we had the kind of relationship that he would sit next to me. And obviously I don't. He wants to sit 8 rows behind me and yank my ponytail. And I'm like, all right, that's funny. That's cool. So that was that one. And then I think we progress on. This should be around Regular Guys Morning Show still on Rock 100.5 in Atlanta. And this would have been around 2012, 2013. And I knew what it was. I had a photo shoot, and I was doing something with Wild Bills. So I kind of had a Western wear look on. And at the time, I was doing all the fight nights for the NFC, hosting those like a Joe Rogan does. And except I was doing it here in Atlanta. We'd have about 15, 16, 18 fights on the card. And then we even got into boxing, Muay Thai, and different things.
Midget wrestling?
Huh?
Did you get into midget wrestling?
No, we did not. Now I have I hosted midget wrestling? Yeah, but I did that in Buckhead back in the day, and that got nuts. One of the midgets got hurt because 2 of the midgets picked him up and threw him, and he was supposed to hit the ropes, but he went through the ropes and landed on the ground and hurt his shoulder. and he squealed. It was embarrassing. He squealed.
I don't mean to laugh. Can you
I know.
the squeal?
He's like, ah, and I was like, oh my God, get an ambulance. And you don't need the whole ambulance. Just get half of one, but we got to get him out of here. So
carry him out on a face mask.
I know. So
that's probably mean. I'm sorry.
Oh, it is mean. So I'm wearing blue jeans, I'm wearing boots, and he picks up on it. And of course, Bill is wearing his standard, I think, blue jeans, t-shirt, and a pair of tennis shoes. So of course he's going to pick up on my Western pressed shirt and my jeans and my boots, not knowing what I had to do later that day. And I didn't care because I thought it was funny as hell. So here's that scene. And I definitely shoved the mic in his face. So you're going to see two clips here. We'll just separate them by a few seconds. But here it is as it went down.
This is Southside Steve, and this is Southside Steve TV, and this is Bill Burr.
That's your question?
I'm just saying who you are.
Oh, yeah, all right. I don't like you creep me out with that big microphone and that country western shirt.
Oh, no, this isn't country western. It's like it's hip now to wear this. This is my nightclub look. Yeah, come on.
All right. This is. I guess this is the internet, right? You just sort of just throw it out there.
I just throw it out there. I figure you're a funny guy,
throw it out there. I'll throw it out there too.
Well, here's the deal. Bill's a comedian. He's at the Punchline. He's in town, and you're a funny guy. You've got these routines in your head, so I figure I'll toss you a mic and you go.
And I'm going to do stand up in front of 9 people in a radio station? No, I'm not doing that.
Well, you're taking the fun out of Southside Steve TV.
I'll take. How about I give you $5 and I want to watch you line dance and I'm a racist cowboy.
But do you like my mic?
No, I don't. Please.
Is that comfortable? Is this uncomfortable?
This is no, don't, man. Honestly, can I take the mic?
Sure.
Now that's the number one thing you don't do. As I learned that in broadcasting school, you never give up the microphone. See, now I have the power. This Bob Barker thing.
Yeah.
You're what is this? Rock 100.5. Mm-hmm. This is the worst interview I've ever done, and he's wearing Stetson cologne or something. It's just really overpowering.
How you doing?
You know what he looks like? He looks like the first guy who gets his ass kicked in a Steven Seagal movie. No, the background guy behind the big kingpin. Why don't you handle this?
It was not Stetson cologne. I did not wear Stetson.
Do they make cologne?
No, it was a rare cologne. It was one that I bought in the duty-free stores. I was hip to it by a Delta buddy of mine.
Cool Water?
It's Davidoff Good Life. Davidoff Good Life. And they don't make it anymore. And I got to tell you, girls loved that, dude. And I wouldn't even tell other guys what I was wearing, but you couldn't get it in the States. Then it got to the point you could get it in the States. My last bottle, I paid $260 for because some jackass ran up the bill because he had one in a box. I think I've got the last bottle. They do not make it anymore, but that's what I was wearing that day. So he picked up on it. And I gave myself probably too much. I did squirt, walk through, too much.
Oh, that's a
shoulder,
lot.
shoulder, walk through.
I do both sides of the neck, and that's it.
Now I've got one that's so damn expensive, and it's a little itty bitty bottle. I'm just like, I just barely hit it, and then it's like it permeates everything. My seatbelt still smells like Davidoff. If you smell my seatbelt in my truck, it's like. Yeah,
do you ever hit one where it like doesn't spray at all, and then you hit it harder and it just sprays a ton on the second shot, and you're going, crap.
It's too much. And then you're like, I'm not re-showering. I'm going to deal with it. And I'm not rubbing dirt on my neck. So I'm just going to live with this overpowering smell for the whole night. So I think I was overpowered. He joked about it. And then I love it because he's like, yeah, in your racist outfit. Like, damn. So, and then the Southern thing doesn't help. So, Bill's a great sport, but he keeps posting this stuff up. It's not bad enough that I'm on Reddit on the top 10 creepiest interviews with that stripper chick. Now I've got this, and it won't die. And every time
this one's on Reddit with the stripper chick. I hope you know that, right?
I didn't.
Because you have two. This is one of them.
Damn. So Bill, anytime. And the thing is, Bill and I've been in the studio together probably about 7 times, but he meets so damn many people, especially I'm just in radio. But I think because of these, he can't forget me, which is great. Because every time he sees me, he just starts laughing. I was like, damn. I'm like, Bill, it's not my fault. He goes, what kind of crap are you going to do? I'm like, I got nothing up my sleeve. I'm not whipping out a camera on you. We're good. There's not going to be any spotlights or any microphones. You're fine. So, but you know, Bill's just awesome. You do know the story with Bill, how he really became famous. He was in Philadelphia and they'd done a rock show with some comedians. And Bill, you know, had a lot of friends that were there, you know, as comedians. And Philadelphia, being Philadelphia, they were just into the rock. So they were just roasting these comedians. They were yelling at them. They weren't listening. They were talking over them and just not being cool. So Bill comes up as one of the closers and he's like, look, F all of you people. Matter of fact, F Philadelphia. And he just rips them all. And he's got a 20-minute set. He goes, I don't want to entertain you. None of you people want to listen, but I'm going to get paid. And I'm going to get paid just telling you how much you people suck. And he did it off the cuff and he was pissed because of the way they had acted. And he just ripped their ass. And it just became, he won the crowd over and it became legendary, you know, and it's just, the guy's so quick-witted, you know, very, very awesome comedian. Yeah, I like him.
I didn't know that was how he got famous, but it's so funny that you say that. Because I don't know if you remember Brian Joyce. I know you worked mornings and he worked afternoons on 106.7, and he was, you know, remote patched in and only came in randomly. But he was the one who actually told me that story and sent me the link to it. And I've listened to it. It is one of the funniest sets. He destroys that crowd. And they go from boos to the loudest cheers at the end. Because Philly is just like that.
He won them over. He won them over just putting them in their damn place. And as somebody that went to the Atlanta Falcons playoff game and sat in the 700 section wearing an Atlanta Falcons hat and an Atlanta Falcons leather jacket and knows what it's like to have beer poured on me, I survived it. I bought the sweatshirt. But Philly, man, I mean, you know, I'm not going to talk about Falcon fans. We turn over the dome. Maybe we're Southern. Maybe we're classy. Maybe we just don't care enough. But I think they care too much. You know, anytime I meet somebody from Philly, I'm like, yeah, you can kiss my ass. You know, one-on-one, you can win them over. I remember I went out to the bars later that night and they were cool to me. They said, hey, if you got enough balls to wear that outfit in here, well, you know, I respect you. But the only reason they respected me is because the Falcons got pounded. Had the Falcons beat Philadelphia and I walked in, I'd have got my ass kicked.
Has nothing to do with you being like 6'5"?
No,
at all?
Maybe a little bit. And I'm like, I'll take two of you. There's two of you going down if you bum rush me. I promise you somebody's going to be hurting, but there's no way I can fight off 5'6" dudes. You can't do it. And every time somebody pours a beer on you, turn around, there's 8 dudes going, yeah. And you're like, yeah, you know, I don't need a Custard's Last Stand scene in the, you know, it's like, it's just
that
not
would
worth
have been
it.
epic though.
Oh yeah. I mean, if I had to do it over again, maybe 10 years younger, why not just drill one dude and say, I know we're all going to jail, but who gives a damn? And then, you know, I would think I would have a way out with the judge, you know, because they tried you and put you in jail at that time in the stadium. I'd be like, look, man, they were coming after me. What do you want me to do? You know? And I wonder if I could get away with that defense. Who knows? It never happened. I took it, turned around, laughed, toasted them. You just got to take it. And then I went back to my hotel room and showered before I went back out. But I wore more Falcon shit. I'm like, here you go, boys. I ain't giving up.
Oh, that's
not
funny.
Giving up.
I love it.
It is. But that's the Bill Burr thing. And real quick, we'll take a break and we'll come right back with more of the Yeah, Come On show. And we'll see what else we get into. But I had to do the Bill Burr thing. So there you have it. On behalf of our sponsors, including Oxygen Financial, we'll see you in just a second.
I'm Allison with Circle 285 Insurance, and we've got you covered at every turn. Whether ITP or OTP, the only TP we care about is total protection for your family. Have you ever wondered if you're paying too much for home and auto insurance? Do you have enough coverage, and will your carrier pay your claim in an accident? Visit us at circle285.com for a free quote today. Visit circle285.com or call me, Allison, at 770-904-9586 for a free quote today.
I'm David Markwell with Ridgeline Counseling. The current situation we're in is bringing all kinds of issues into our lives, everything from stress and anxiety to frustration, bouts of depression and loneliness. Well, we're here to help at Ridgeline Counseling. You can reach us at 770-993-9700, or you can email us at ridgelinecounseling@gmail.com. Currently, we're offering telemental services through video and phone platforms and in-person office visits. In the meantime, stay safe. We'll get through this. Yeah, come on.
Special thanks to the sponsors of the Yeah Come On Show, OxygenFinancial.com, right here in Atlanta, 2 locations, Buckhead and Alpharetta with Ted Jenkins. Also, Ridgeline Counseling with Dr. David Markwell. A lot of people need counseling right now. Had a tough time and still having a tough time. He's a great guy to talk to, whether you do it in person or Zoom. He'll do either. And then lastly, special thanks to Circle 285 for all your insurance needs. Get a free quote from those guys. Chances are you're paying too much. And our brand new sponsor, just want to thank Joe Bees. Joe Bees. It's JOEBEES.com. And that is bee pollen, brother. And I got to tell you, the bee pollen stuff is for real. I can tell you, taking 2 capsules a day, which I've been doing now for over a year, and I'm glad he's come on as a sponsor. It has helped me. It killed my seasonal allergies. It also, the main thing is probably gave me some energy. It's like not quick energy, like an energy drink. You feel like you got an extra 2 hours of sleep. And then inflammation. If you're working out your joints and stuff, it helps with that too. And Brett, I know I got you on Joe Bees, and you're doing it for the other reason, because it helps with your libido. And you say you have no issues in the bedroom. You just
why not turn it up to 11?
That's it. You just want to ice your cake. So you're 10 and you just want to be an 11. That's all.
Yeah. I want to spinal tap it. You know what I'm talking about?
Spinal tap it. There's nothing wrong with putting a scar in your girl's back. I know what I know. I feel you. It's good. You're like, I'm sorry about that. I know I went straight through into your mattress. Are you okay?
No. What is this, like Jaws or something?
Look, I know the penetration was for real tonight, and I just want to apologize. It is weird when you bottom out. I've done that a few times, and then there's one girl that was so damn hot, and I don't know what happened to her, but it went in, and you're like, everything's good, it's tight, and then you knew all of a sudden you were in an auditorium. I'm like, she had the largest vagina ever, and I was like, I got to tell you, man. I need it tighter. And I said, it's been good through about 400 chicks. And I got to tell you, you're hot as hell, but I just can't be a straw in a mixed drink. I can't. I don't know what it takes to handle this, but I'm not feeling anything. I'm like, it's all air in there. I'm
on that side of the spectrum, and I've been on the other side of the spectrum, and they're very terrible situations that you don't want to be on. You want to be somewhere right in the middle.
Yeah, there's some you can't even get in. I'm like, look, do you have any lube? They're like, no. Do you have a condom? I'm like, do I look like the kind of guy that's smart enough to have a condom? No, I don't have a condom. I'm taking my chances because you're UGA second year and you have red toenail polish, and I know you drive a Porsche and your parents are rich. I assume you don't have a sexually transmitted disease. I'm taking the chance. Yes.
But, yeah, you have insurance, okay?
You have insurance.
Max out Daddy's HSA.
Yeah, you're not the stripper at a club that I'm hooking up with. Then yes, I would probably wear the condom. That those are the 2 easy pickings. I'm like, look, I think you're sexy. I think you're hot, but I also think you probably had sex 4 times this week. And I know the kind of guys that come in here, and I can't be a part of that. I apologize.
I know that
the old single stories, but I can tell you, Joe, that's probably not the kind of advertising you wanted. Thank you, Brett, for taking me down that road. But no, bee pollen is the thing. Definitely go in order today. He's got a special. It's a special that we do on the station. I will tell you that $99 gets you a 6-month supply. You get the 7th month for free, and shipping is free. And why not give it a shot? It works, and there's 100% guarantee on it. So if you're not happy after 4 or 5 weeks, it's refundable. So get it sent to your house. Go to joebees.com. Thanks for coming on board the Yeah Come On show, and coming out of the roasting of me in my face by one of the best. Now we turn to Brett Barney, our co-host here. And what do you have? Something about assholes?
Yeah, I was kind of wondering if I was being one of them, and I'm sure I was, because I'm kind of naturally that way when I want to be, as you've probably seen in the past. And I'm sure that's why Chris Medlin refuses to come on this show ever again, after I told him he was like the guy that I just trash talked to all my friends right to his face. But how could I ever look at my friends again if they knew that I sat in the same room with Chris Medlin and didn't actually say what I had said about him, just MFing his name.
See, that's bad because I've had Medlin on twice during the World Series run with the Braves. He came on, winning a World Series with, of course, the Royals, not the Braves, but he pitched for the Braves, lives in the neighborhood, great guy. And he came on the radio, but he does not want to come on the podcast. So I would say, yes, you ran him off. And I think you did it not only with your attitude, but your degree from Alabama.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm going to ask the tough questions, although I do feel bad because he's the only person that did bring us lunch when we were
He's
able
a nice
to
guy.
do this in
He's
the
a
studio.
he's a nice guy.
He is a really nice guy, and I probably ruined that relationship. I'm sure he hates me. And
Sorry.
it probably didn't help that I made a terrible joke that we actually ended up having to cut. I think it was one of our first ever edits. I shouldn't have cleared my throat right there. I do need to ask you this. So this is our first time seeing each other since the Braves won the World Series due to just kind of things going on in busy weeks. It is what it is. I'm not going to call you out on it.
I fell asleep in a Hot Wheels
is.
bed with my kid and woke up at 11 o'clock and missed the podcast.
And I sat here both times just waiting for about an hour, hour and a half. It is what it is. I don't care. I got a television right there I can watch. I'm not sitting here homeless on an hill. I got my little Tito's and whatever orange.
Raise your
spray I'm
hand if
putting
you're
in
a
it.
dick. Right here.
Oh, wait. I got to get to the story then to
All right,
know
good.
if I am one.
All right.
So went to the Braves parade, could not get tickets. Absolutely impossible. I was definitely slamming Ticketmaster on this because when general public came out to go to the parade, which you had to have tickets for to get inside, which eventually they ended up opening up the doors, just saying, walk on in and let everybody in unless you beeped in the metal detector and you got searched. I didn't know that was going to happen, but it did. I was second in line to get tickets. After a half hour waiting on tickets, get booted out. Buddy of mine tosses me tickets. Thank God for having friends at 680. Tickets way up here. I sat fourth row behind the third base dugout. And I'm watching all this with the wife, having a great time. Really fun. Ludacris, Zach Brown, Big Boy, all the show. Going to leave. What was the most difficult thing to find that week? AJC newspapers. I had hunted all over for these things. These dudes are standing outside selling them $5 a piece. I had gotten 2 of them from other people, Allie Mack, including one of them. Thank you.
All right.
And
she's been a guest on the show. Allie's cool. All these people with the news station that covers the sports station that works with the Braves. Because you're right. Everybody wants one of those newspapers to frame.
oh yeah, I got a handful of them now just due to this situation. I was walking out. These things said $3 a piece that I got from the day after. At the parade, guys were selling them for $5. They said $5 on them. And I'm sitting there going, and the cover was completely different. So I see the first one. I go, I think this is a fake.
Oh,
Guy just scamming people. So I
Yeah.
keep walking. I'm walking back to my car because I got to get to SB. Next guy, he's selling them $10. And I go, these are fake. They have to be fake. They say $5 on them. They were only $3 on my other ones.
yeah.
Well, come to find out, the different cover was because the normal cover that was on there was in the middle. So I stood there next to the guy selling for $10, and everybody that walked by, he's like, AJC, get it? And I'm going, they're fake. They're fake.
Oh,
I was that guy. I was that guy.
I mean, what did he say to you?
He was like, dude, seriously? Like, seriously? I mean, probably should have punched me in the face. So here's the funny thing.
You're killing his gig for sure. But if they're fake, they're fake. You're calling him out. But yeah, most people would not have figured that out and bought them.
He goes, how do you know they're fake? I said, well, because I already have 2 of them. They were $3, not $5. You're selling them for 10. And that's a different cover than the one that I have on mine. And I said, I'll throw you. And probably shouldn't throw this one out there, but whatever. We'll do it. I mean, we're real on this podcast. I have my badge on me from Cox Media Group, who owns the AJC. Flip that badge out. Said, I work for this company. Have no idea. Don't work for AJC at all. Doesn't matter. And because I thought it might help me get in the stadium. He looks at me and he's like, well, what do you want to do here? And I said, well, sell me one for $5. He goes, no. I said, well, then I'm going to stand here and say that these are fake. He's like, are you serious? I said, yep. He goes, fine. I'll sell you one for $5. Perfect. I'll take 7 of them.
Damn. And that's how you got them all. Look at you. They're hard to get. That's funny. All
Now
right.
I got a bunch of them.
Good Lord. I might want to get
And
one
then,
of those from you.
then I scan. Oh yeah, I'll give you one. And then I scanned through it, and I was like, "Oh, dude, wait!" You pull out the insert in the middle, wrap it around. I'm like, it is real. It's the same one.
Damn. He was just making a profit. That's all. So
Yeah.
you ruined his profit. But it's good to know that they were real. I mean, you don't want to see anybody getting ripped off. Not on that.
Am I an a-hole for doing that?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta give you. You're like a.
Once I realized that it was actually real, I was like, "Ooh, bad move."
Yeah. Yeah,
But
you're a
funny.
7. You're a 7 on the a-hole 10 scale. You're not too bad because you thought you were doing people solid. He sounds to me like he took it well. How do you know they're fake? Why are you saying this? Why are you doing this? So it sounds like he was a cool, calm dude. He could have.
He was selling them
off
for
on you.
10. Everybody else was selling them for 5.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's what the market will bear. It's just like anybody else. Those people that print the counterfeit concert shirts after the concert, they know they're charging 50 inside. They charge 10 for something that cost them 4. It's a horrible shirt, but they sell them, So who knows? I would have been a guy that would have bought one. But then the rest of the night, you're like, don't rip it, wrinkle it. You got something you got to take care of if you're not heading straight back to the car. But that's cool. You're
Had
an
to do
a-hole.
what I had to do. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Call me an a-hole. I mean, dude, I was the guy, the guy in the stadium going, ice cold beer. I was going, ice cold fakes. Ice cold fakes. These are
They're
fake.
not real. It's not real
Boom,
beer.
there's my badge.
Check it out. I work for the paper. No, I love it. I love that you bring a badge thinking it's going to get you in. I love the fact that the Braves made so many people pay, and yet they open up the gates and let everybody in for the
Oh, no,
celebration.
it was free outside of parking.
Yeah, well, it was good. It was good. I mean, the Ludacris and Zach Brown band. I mean, it was a hell of a show. I mean, I was at the Braves game when they won the World Series in '95. I didn't go to this one. To me, I'm like, I've seen one. That's it. I felt like they were going to get it, but I was a bandwagon jumper. I've gotten away from the team. I didn't know all the players back then. I knew them personally and was around a lot of the guys and was all in, all vested. So to go to game 1 and have 2 tickets to game 6 was pretty special in '95. It's hard to, top that. But the fact this is the second time in that many years is sad. We hadn't even been to the World Series in like 20 years. You're like, good God.
Whoa. Let's connect this real quick. The Braves win in '95.
Mm-hmm.
Braves win in 2021. And who's the morning show host each time?
Ta-da.
I mean, common denominator.
I got to tell you, I'll take credit. It's my pleasure to be in Atlanta. Thank you.
Let's get
If
you a
need me in your
ring.
city. Yeah, I do. I want a ring. Wouldn't that be great? I've got one of those worst to first rings, a replica ring. Hell, let me grab it.
I've got one of the 95 replicas.
Do you?
Yeah. So I guess as Steve walks away, I will sit here and say, I'm not the a-hole. I thought I was doing a public service to everybody by telling them that they are getting ripped off. Guess what? I was absolutely wrong, but I would not change a single thing about this entire moment in my life. I stood there yelling, and I tried to protect you, the people of the Yeah Come On show, who I doubt they even listen to because there's a million people walking by and I'm just yelling at them going, fake, 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 fake. I have no idea how long Steve's going to take to go get these. I could keep running down random stories from that entire weekend. It was very, very, very strange. And that's called a pregnant pause. We will see what Steve has when he comes up next. Hopefully he'll be here in a minute. There you are.
Nah,
I just kept talking the whole time.
I heard you. I could hear you down the hall. All right, my son must have grabbed it. It was supposed to be on my second shelf. I don't know where it is. Napa put them out, and it's got the weight, and everything is accurate as hell. And it was really a cool piece that they gave out, but it's the 91 worst to first Braves divisional win ring. And I don't know where it is.
I think I actually have that ring.
Yeah, it was a cool thing that Napa gave, like, radio host, anybody in the news, and certainly they gave out, I don't know how many, a few hundred, but it was a cool thing. It's a replica. You can wear it out and people be like, damn. I'm like, yeah, it's not real. I would never wear it out. That's douchey. You know who's got it? My son. He's been wearing it, playing around. He's 4, so I can't like beat him. he was 12, if he's 12, I could. But oh well, so much for that. But I will tell you that big week for the Braves. We got a World Series. That was kick-ass. It's good to see you and talk about it. This was awesome. I want to thank all of our sponsors. I want to say I'm sorry for stepping away trying to find something, but I know you filled time. It is the Yeah Come On Show, brought to you by Oxygen Financial, also brought to you by Circle285.com, brought to you by Ridgeline Counseling and Joe Bees at joebees.com. Your drink is done. Mine's done. Since you love Alabama, I'm drinking out of my wife's Auburn cup. Cheers to you. And a yeah, come on.